I'm Tish and I am a real estate agent in Ontario and also a Platinum Access agent to many top projects. And today I'm going to be having this lovely webinar with a sales manager, Kaylee Kelly from Greywood Developments. And today we're going to cover the First and Park condo project that will be launching out of Calgary. Really exciting project, said to be the Yorkville of Calgary. So exciting to learn more, kind of understand what it's like investing in the Calgary area, especially because we have a lot of investor clients within the Ontario region that are looking to take advantage of the Calgary market, as there is some really incredible incentives and potential growth in the next coming years. So Kaylee, you can go ahead and take it right over.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And thank you so much for having me on here today. I'm so excited to share all the information. So I'm just going to share my screen here. I've got a presentation. I thought there's no better way to show off Calgary and show off this project than I can't just talk about it. You have to see the pictures of it because it is just so incredible. So what you see here is an aerial shot of our downtown skyline, the Bow River, and First and Park will be located right here. So it's one of the final opportunities to own along the Bow River. The community of Eau Claire that this project is located in is only steps from downtown, and it's this very exclusive and niche little node of the city. And I'll get into a little bit more about the area later on here. But to start with, I wanted to share some information about Greywood and who we are at Greywood. So at Greywood, we are a Toronto-based private investment management company that specializes in the development of exceptional real estate. So we are based in the GTA. We've been building for over 35 years. What you can see here are some of our most notable projects that we have, including the residences at Ritz-Carlton, Jack Condos, the Theodore Condos, which is in Calgary. And most recently, we launched the Good Condos in the Distillery District. So fantastic builder with a great reputation. And this isn't our first project that we've done in Calgary. To date, we have, there's 6 projects that we've done. And something that all of them have in common, and all of our communities, even in the GTA, is that they're all located in AAA locations. So we put together a map here just to show you where the projects are. So to start with, we have Fish Creek Exchange in Park South, which we launched earlier this year. Those sold out in record-breaking time. Fantastic location in Southwest Calgary. We have the Theodore as well, which is in Kensington, which is a fantastic community just north of downtown. And next up, we have First and Park, which is located right in the heart of downtown Calgary. So what all of these sites have in common is that they're super accessible to transit, surrounded by fantastic amenities, surrounded by Calgary landmarks. As you'll see with First and Park, the Peace Bridge is just outside your front door. And all of them are located in established communities where they have proven themselves. And we see huge growth in the communities that we build in. So I wanted to chat a little bit about just what's happening in Calgary, because a lot of people aren't familiar with what we have going on here. For many years, and kind of historically, Calgary has really been based on oil and gas. Which is still very much the backbone of our economy, but we are starting to see things shift. We are starting to see some change happen in our economy, and it just positioned us for some incredible growth over the next few years. So some things that people just really don't realize about Calgary is that Calgary is a top 5 world city. It's one of the most affordable cities in the world, has the highest median income of major Canadian cities, and it's the 3rd best city in the world to find employment, which I think is a really neat fact, in that there is just so much opportunity and there's so much growth happening in the city. And when I say we're poised for huge growth, there's a lot of factors that are playing into positioning us for exceptional growth over the next few years. We have the lowest financial debt in all of Canada, even coming out of the pandemic. Our tech sector, which I'm going to get into in the next slide here, is just exploding right now and is really diversifying our economy. We have the highest rate of labor market growth across Canada in the next 10 years. And we've also got the lowest corporate tax rate in Canada by over 50%. So all of those are kind of putting Calgary on the world scale, and some major corporations are relocating or opening satellite offices in Calgary to take advantage of the opportunity and the growth that we have happening. So when I mentioned that the tech sector is taking off, this is just exploding in Calgary right now. So right now we're home to over 700 tech companies, and that's expected to double over the next 10 years. There's over 2,000 open tech jobs, and more than 44,000 Calgarians are currently working in the tech sector. And Calgary also has the highest concentration of high-tech workers of major Canadian cities. So this industry is just, like I said, it's just taking off right now, and we don't see it slowing down anytime soon. And in Calgary and Alberta in particular, we're leading Canada's population and GDP growth. So our population is expected to hit 1.6 million by the end of the year. So we're up about 2.25% from 2019. And with that migration that we're seeing, it's not necessarily international people coming in. It's a lot of interprovincial migration, which just makes it a very stable and steady increase of people that we see coming to the city. And we also have the highest annual GDP per capita in all of Canada. We're expecting to see our GDP growth in 2021 up by 7%. And again, we'll just continue to lead the nation over the next few years. So with these economic factors, again, it's just positioning our city for explosive growth. And right now you'd be getting in kind of at the grassroots of it, where you get in while things are still very affordable and before things really start to take off. Calgary also has a very competitive tax advantage. So when I mentioned earlier that we have the lowest corporate tax rate in the country, we do by over 50%. And this changed in July of 2020, where we reduced the corporate tax rate to 8%, making it extremely affordable for companies to open offices here. And pair that with our very affordable cost of office space downtown, where these companies can get AAA office space for a fraction of the price, it just lines up for success for people. So there's also some really great things that are happening in Calgary. So these are just a few of the news clips that we see of things happening. Infosys announces Canadian expansion. Our real estate market is up 462% in April. And also Amazon is contributing to a solar project that's opening up just outside of Calgary. So there's lots of good news stories that are happening here, lots of things that are going on. And it's really just an exciting time to be in the city. There's so much vibrancy and so much life, especially in the downtown core. We're really seeing things coming out of the pandemic come back to life downtown. People are going back to the offices. Businesses are still doing very, very well. So like I said, great time to get in. And our real estate market is on fire. So the first half of 2021 has been our best year since 2014. And for reference, that was when we saw our last boom, was in 2014. So we're reaching those numbers again. And prices have increased 10% year over year. Sales are up 172% year over year. So we do get asked quite a bit about what's driving this surge, and it's low lending rates, improved savings, lack of supply, and particularly in the downtown core where First and Park will be, there's very limited new opportunities that are expected over the next few years. So I think that's really important to keep in mind, is that there really is no competition. There's really is nothing else that's coming to the downtown core for a number of years. So you'd kind of be getting in at the bottom, and you can just continue to see your investment grow as these new buildings start to pop up, which they always do when the real estate market starts to heat up again. And these are just a few fun facts about the city. We have the youngest city in Canada with an average age of 37, the highest median household income in the country, lowest cost of living in Canada, and we were the only Canadian inclusion on the New York Times 52 Best Places to Love in 2021. So just a few fun facts before we kind of dive into the investment opportunities. So what makes Calgary and Alberta such a great place for investors to invest their money, and what makes it more pro-investment than some other major cities? So there's no property transfer tax, no development charges, no vacancy tax, and no foreign buyers tax. So your out-of-pocket costs, so pair that with the affordable price points, but pair that with what closing costs you see in places like Toronto and Vancouver, it makes us even more affordable. So not only from a price point standpoint, but your closing costs are just that much less. So I wanted to do a quick breakdown of what do these closing costs look like. So if you're looking at a purchase price of $500,000, your closing costs, including legal fees, would be about $1,800. That's it. So extremely affordable. Your out-of-pocket costs are next to nothing. We do have GST, so it would be a 5% tax, which is added onto your purchase price. But different than what you see when you're investing in Ontario with HST is that you can roll it into your mortgage and you can still qualify for a partial rebate depending on the purchase price. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Just makes it that much easier. And overall, an investment in Calgary is it's an easy investment. We have a low 5% deposit program. There's no development charges, no land transfer tax, no interim occupancy. We go straight to final closing, no foreign buyers tax, and it just offers outstanding affordability. And one of the great things about First and Park is that a lot of these suites will cash flow positive as well. So you're not paying out of pocket, just contributing to the affordability of the investment opportunity that we have. So let's dive in a little bit into the community. So I mentioned earlier that we are located in the heart of a downtown community called Eau Claire. And Eau Claire is Calgary's most prestigious and highly sought after community. It's nestled right along the Bow River. There's over 900 kilometers of parks and pathways that are literally minutes from your front door at First and Park. And Eau Claire really is a lifestyle hub, which is centered around the Eau Claire market, which is going through a major redevelopment and expansion right now. So it'll be an expansive mixed use area to serve a larger and more diverse demographic of people. And also Eau Claire historically boasts some of the highest real estate prices in Calgary. So like I said, very exclusive, very prestigious, often compared to like the Yorkville of Calgary. But we just don't have, the Hermes and Tiffany that are right outside your front door. And it really is downtown Calgary's very best location. So to give you some perspective of just how amazing the location is, you're 1 minute walk to Eau Claire Park. So that's the park that you see just on the south side of the Peace Bridge there. It's a brand new park that was completely redone just a couple of years ago. You're a 2-minute walk to the iconic Peace Bridge. You're a 3-minute walk to Princess Island Park. 10-minute walk to the Central Business District, a 3-minute walk to our Plus 15 path network, which is like what you guys have for your path system in downtown Toronto, except it's above ground. 5 minutes to the downtown core, 8 minutes to the future Green Line, which is an LRT station that will be coming in minutes walk from this site. So not only are you connected to downtown by foot, but you're connected to the rest of the city by the LRT lines. The established lines are already in. They're only about a 5-minute walk from this project as well, which connects you to the University of Calgary and SAIT. And then the new Green Line will basically connect the north and south ends of Calgary. So it really can get anywhere in the city very, very quickly. And you're about a 15-minute walk to our core shopping center, which would be comparable to the Eaton Centre in Toronto. So I wanted to show just a few shots of the view. So this would be a view that you can expect at First and Park from our northwest side of the project. So fantastic view of the river, fantastic view of the Peace Bridge. And then as I mentioned, your only steps to Princess Island Park, which is this beautiful park that's only about a 3-minute walk away, which is also dubbed our festival district. So they have some great festivals that happen there, but there's also lots of parks, pathways, and a fantastic restaurant on there. And these are some of the Bow River pathways, again, just minutes from your front door. And you're close to iconic buildings like the Bow Tower, which is the tallest building in Calgary, and also has this beautiful public art piece that people often will post on their social media. As you can see, this lady down here is doing that. So just very, very connected. And what you can see here from this shot is just where it is. So this is First and Park here, and your minutes to the downtown core here. So that's kind of wraps things up with the location, but the next step, so just how easy the process is overall. So not only is it an easy investment, but the process is easy to buy at First and Park as well. So connect with Tish. She can set up a virtual appointment, go through plans and pricing with you. You can select a suite from our fantastic collection and then submit your worksheet to us. You can take advantage of a 5 or 10% deposit program, and all payments can be made by wire transfer direct deposit. So it makes it very, very easy to buy from out of province. And you can review and sign your agreement of purchase and sale digitally from your phone or computer. So it's very, very easy. Everything to do with buying in Calgary is just a very easy, simple process. So thank you. So that's the end of the slides that I've got. So thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. And Tish, I know you had a couple of questions that some of your clients had asked. So maybe let's dive into that.
No, absolutely. So thank you so much, Kaylee. I think that
No
was an
problem.
incredible presentation and really provided us with a nice snapshot of exactly what this lovely project entails. And it definitely seems like an incredible investment opportunity. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, so I'd love to just dive right into some of the questions that I frequently get from a
Yeah.
lot of the buyers who've expressed interest in investing in the Calgary real estate market. So
Mhm.
one of the questions is, what does that deposit look like? I think a
Yeah,
5% deposit is something that people just can't believe. It's
I
it's
know.
very uncommon within the Ontario real estate market. So, what does that deposit look like? Could you just break that down for us?
Yeah, absolutely. And we get this question a lot because it just blows people's minds and they just can't comprehend it. So it is a 5% deposit until final closing in 2025, which makes it just that much more appealing. So kind of the very simple version of how it works is that our typical deposit structure is 10%. So that's cut into 3 payments over the course of 200 days. Um, Through our warranty provider that we have on the building, they have an underwriting division. And through that underwriting division, they offer what's called a bond. So in order to, and essentially what it does is that it defers that final 5% payment until final closing. So you do need to apply for it. You do need to be in good financial standing, have equity in real estate. You fill in an application, they take a look at, your equity, your income, all that good stuff. And based on what you provide them, they approve you and then issue us a bond for that 5%. So it's not exactly a loan. It's more of a deposit deferral. So there is a small cost associated with that. So it's a 4% one-time interest fee on the bond amount. So whatever they are bonding, which would be the 5%. And then that's all you pay until final closing. So a couple $100, usually if it's, if you're looking at a $500,000 purchase, you'd be about $900, but you don't have
Wow,
to put down any more cash until 2025. So
that's
it's a fantastic
amazing.
program.
No, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Awesome. No, thanks for breaking that down. So, in terms of the property management service, so what
yes.
does that entail?
That's a great question. So the property management incentive that we'll be providing is essentially it just takes the stress and it makes the investment more hands off, I suppose. So we'll bring in a local property manager that we've worked with in the past that has a fantastic reputation. They'll basically take care of everything for you. So they'll take care of marketing the property, finding the tenant, showing the suite, doing background checks, collecting the rent. If there's any repairs or maintenance that needs to be done, they'll basically organize the logistics of it. Like I said, collect the rent, do the inspection. So it just makes it so that you don't need to come out here. You really don't need to worry too much about it. Everything's taken care of for you. So we find a lot of people just really, they love having that service provided for them so that they don't have to make trips out here. They're not trying to organize a plumber if the toilet clogs, that type of thing. So makes it
Right.
very, very easy. Again, makes it easy.
Yeah, and that's what investors appreciate, right? They love
Yeah,
the easy, they love the turnkey, the
yeah,
less headache and stress. And
totally.
having a property management company to assist with this investment, I think is wonderful. So
Yes.
that's exciting to hear.
Yeah.
And in terms of assignment, so, is assignment something that can happen and at what point would it be permitted?
Yeah, so we do allow assignments in this project. Typically, we do charge a 2% admin fee to do the assignment plus legal fees. I think as part of our incentive program, we will be waiving that assignment fee, so you won't have to worry about that. But assignments are allowed with developer permission. And I think, once we're closer to selling out the building or stacks are sold out, they're more likely to approve the assignment. So you can do that right up to final closing.
Excellent. No, that's exciting to hear. And so in Ontario, when purchasing a home, sometimes HST is required to be paid. So
Yep.
is HST something that, would be required to be paid, or what would that look
Mhm.
like within the
That's
Calgary?
a great question. So we simply don't have HST. We only have,
That's
which is
awesome.
great. We also don't have PST, which makes it again very affordable to buy here, even just a grocery shop here. But you do have GST. So GST is applicable to these purchases. It is not included in the price, so you would need to budget 5% additional. However, you can roll that GST into your mortgage. So it is completely
Wow.
financeable, whether you're an end user or an investor. You can roll it right into your mortgage, pay it over 25 years. Now you do have to pay, so you would need to roll the full 5% into your mortgage. And depending on the purchase price and eligibility, you may also qualify for a partial rebate on the GST.
Incredible.
Yeah. So you
Incredible.
roll it into your mortgage and then you get cash back essentially.
Right. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. And in terms of the mortgage pre-approval
Yeah.
process, so would that be something that would be required? And would you guys be looking for that from a tier 1 bank, or would a
Yeah.
private lender be something that would be okay? And also, would it be okay to have the mortgage pre-approval or commitment letter from an Ontario institution, or would it have to be from a Calgary institution?
That's a great question. We do require mortgage approval. So whether you're doing 5% or 10%, and it does need to be from a tier 1 lender. So your mortgage broker can source out a mortgage approval letter from, say, like a CIBC or an RBC. And we can provide you with a list of tier 1 lenders as well that you can provide to your mortgage broker. And it does not need to be from a Alberta bank. It can be from an Ontario broker or an Ontario bank, no problem.
Excellent. That's wonderful. And so I think you did touch on closing costs, but could you just, explain like what on average would be the typical closing costs?
Yeah, so they're about 10 times less than what you guys have in Ontario. So based on let's say a $500,000 purchase, you'd be looking at about $1,800 for your closing costs, give or take a little bit, depending on, courier and that type of thing. About $1,800, including your legal fees. So we do have what's called a land transfer registration fee, which works out to like $150. And we've also got a mortgage registration fee, which also works out to about $150, depending on the purchase price. But that's really it. We have disbursements and things like that, but we just don't have the additional taxes like parkland levy or, utility hookup charges, things like that. We don't have them here.
Incredible. That's amazing. So
the cost savings are just incredible here.
Yeah, it just seems to just keep getting better and better.
I know. And it's funny, you hear from people all the time going, well, what's the catch? Like there's got to be a catch somewhere. And there really isn't, because we simply don't have these things, right? And it just makes it that much easier, and it just makes it more of like a no-brainer decision, right? And more of a no-brainer opportunity to get into.
Yeah, an absolutely no-brainer turnkey investment. Really doesn't get any better than that.
No, you're right.
Yeah, and so last question. So in terms of the property management service, so what happens after that 3-year period has ended? Is that something?
It's a great question.
Ended or?
Yeah, so you would have the opportunity, and of course, the property manager, they're a third party, so they're not a Greywood company, but you would definitely have the opportunity to carry on with them. Typically, what property managers do charge is, first month half a month's rent for tenant placement, and then about 10 to 12% monthly for management. So I'm sure we'll be able to negotiate a rate with them, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. But you can either carry on with them, or if you want to do it yourself or source out another property manager, you're kind of free to use what you want in terms of managing your property after the 3 years is up. That's
incredible. No, I think that, this is a fantastic investment opportunity. And I love it.
Well, and we're so excited about it. And, the response has been fantastic. And I know these suites are going to sell fast, and we're just really excited to get things going and to share all the information with you. It's a one-of-a-kind location. It truly is. It's probably my favorite location in Calgary. So I'm very excited about it myself, and just can't wait to get going with it.
No, absolutely. I think this was incredible. And thank you so much, Kaylee. I love the breakdown. I love the presentation. Thanks for answering all the questions. And again, if you have any interest in purchasing, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to assist and provide pricing, floor plans, deposit structure details to you. So thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Tish. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.